Hey there, my name is Joey Randazzo, and I'm the owner of SEO Growth Partners. We help assisted living facilities get more visibility online through Google and other organic sources like ChatGPT. Um, and this video is going to be all about on-page strategies to get you the best results possible. So what does on-page mean? It means the content on the pages of your website, right? So how these crawlers work, whether it's Google's bots or AI's bots, is they have to crawl the internet and they have to go to your website and they have to look at everything on the page and they have to look at all the pages and see how those pages are linked together. And then they have to make a decision. Is this website relevant for what someone's searching for? And so how do you create the best on-page strategy to get the results that you care about? So here I am on a website, but before I dig into the on-page strategies of this website, my recommendation is to see who is ranking at the top in your area. So let's say you're in Denver. I would type in, assisted living facilities, Denver, something like this. And we get sponsored. So they're paying to be at the top. So let's ignore those. And then we have the Google local pack, which is important, but the on-page strategies here, the profile has a lot to do with it. And then to rank below the Google local pack is where things start to happen. Okay, we can already see some quote unquote on-page strategies here. The content on the page is also what Google can see and not necessarily what users can see on the website. And this is called a title tag. And this is called a meta description. And you can see in their title tag, they have assisted senior living facilities. And if we open up this first ranking business, and why I chose them versus these businesses are the aggregators, a place for mom and assistedliving.org. So when we open this up, what do we start to see? Well, let's see here. We see a lot of similar content to the other websites that I already pulled up. So let's start to see some of the similarities. And again, the content on the page is what Google can see and also what users can see. So I'm going to go to a tool called SEO Quake. And as you can see here, was their title tag, Assisted Senior Living Facilities and Community Services, Denver, Colorado. Denver, Colorado. If we go back to this business is based, I believe, in San Diego, California. And if I go here and I do the same thing and I look at their title tag in Meta, we see senior living community in San Diego. Explore San Diego's only not-for-profit planned community near San Diego, California. So just San Diego. So you're starting to see some commonalities here. It's the content in the title tag and meta description hits the main keyword. A lot of folks will think, well, don't you need to put really natural language that is more drives an emotional response versus just a keyword? And clearly that's, Google's rewarding something different. So some folks might say like live inspired every day. They may say, well, isn't that a great thing to put in your title tag? It could say live inspired every day at Modena Cherry Creek. Now you've used all of your space and you haven't used a localized keyword. If we keep going, we can see other elements on the page. And I want to walk through the best practices that I see. And this one does a pretty good job of it. They rank for Los Angeles, California. And you can see that they've got everything from their URL structure, hits Los Angeles, California, to Westwood is in a neighborhood within California. And they put some other things on the page that are really important. So one is their header tags. These are H1s, H2s, H3s. They talk about localized information. The other thing that they do is they embed their Google business profile. So one thing that folks get wrong is they embed a map. When I hit view larger map, it takes me to their profile with 50 reviews and all of this content. What a lot of folks would do is they accidentally embed a map of 10475 Wilshire Boulevard. It's not the senior living facility or assisted living facility. It's the address. Google, when it crawls and sees this when it sees on the page this Google business profile, it frequently follows the link. What does that mean? The bots are trained to go to a website and click on the links to figure out what this website is about. And that leads to the next on-page strategies. When you embed your profile, Google's following this link and says, oh yeah, this is the Belmont Village Senior Living Facility. Their profile has information on it. Some other things that are really important are images, unique custom images. As you can see here, they've done that. And if we view the source page, another on-page strategy when you have images is to title those images something very specific. So let's see if this business has done that. And that's called an alt text. And so we can also see, if I hover over this, it says Gallery Locations Westwood 05 Exterior, and that's the file name. And so they've done an okay job here. I would love to see something like Los Angeles, California, Assisted Living Exterior Image, layering a keyword into that file name. And then in the back end, we can look at what the alt text is. So the alt text, you can hit alt equals enter in the page source, and we can see they put things like, some of them are okay and some of them are not great, but like Westwood, Los Angeles, California, best assisted living US. So they do have some, request a callback, download brochure, schedule a visit. They do have Westwood Exterior, Westwood Entrance, Westwood Bistro, Westwood Great Room, Guide to Choosing Senior Living. So again, they could probably use some more, like if this image is of the model bedroom, I would change the alt text to Los Angeles, California, assisted living model bedroom number 2. Again, throwing a keyword in there. And so that's another very important thing on your website is you've got these images, very important to add images. Google and users both want to see them. And ideally the file name and the alt text of those images, those are on-page strategies to tell Google and users what the image is about. The other thing that's really important for on-page strategies is testimonials. And I would take this even a step further, and you can actually link to the testimonial on your Google business profile. So I'll show you what that looks like. So when you embed reviews, ideally you're embedding them from Google. You might also embed them from Yelp. And if you go to those reviews, you can go to newest, and let's say you like this review, whatever, right? Maybe this isn't a perfect one, but okay, here we go. This is a good one. I visited my aunt and was thrilled to see how happy she was. You can actually share this review. So this is now a link to this exact review. So when you publish the review on your website, you could say, read the review here and have a link to your Google business profile. Why does that matter? Because you're sending these signals to Google on the page to follow the link to your profile to prove that this review is real. And then the final thing, which is pretty straightforward, but a lot of folks don't get it right, is provide comprehensive content on the page. What's the level of care at your facility? Do you have information about the different floor plans? Do you have information about the activities? Do you have information about all of these different things? Because that's what people care about. And, they share their close distance to these specific medical centers, which is really important to a lot of the families because they want their loved ones to be close to medical care. But you can see they do a good job of sharing the amenities, the programs, the level of care, some more information on their facility, testimonials. They shared links to the fact that they're trusted and vetted. And it's a pretty comprehensive page. And so what is the formula to wrap up for on-page SEO strategies? Title, the URL of the page is important. The title tag, the meta description, the headers on the page, the images on the page, having those file names and the alt text locked in, having testimonials on the page and linking those testimonials to the Google business profile specifically, having the embedded Google business profile map on the page, sharing credentials of accolades and then sharing comprehensive information on the page about your amenities, your levels of care, support, etc. I would layer one more thing in here that they haven't done that I really like to see is, and that we recommend for our clients, is having headshots and bios on the page for at least the senior level folks at each facility. So if you're a multi-location facility, you might have folks at each location. Having those names, the bios, ideally external links to those folks, their LinkedIn profile or any medical third-party sites that validate their medical credentials. Those are all really, really valuable things. At the end of the day, on-page SEO for assisted living facilities is about proving to Google and to users that you're located where you say you're located. You serve the people where you say you serve them, such as Portland Metro or Seattle Metro or Denver. You're trustworthy. You provide the services that you say you provide, and you do that in an easy to crawl and scan way for both bots and users. So if you're looking for help with your organic presence through On-Page, reach out to us. Go to our website, request a free audit, schedule a call with me as the owner, and we're really excited to connect with you very, very soon.